Hello, everyone. Welcome to How to Trade. I'm Shane Vernier, and this is the 9 EMA strategy. We're going to go through and do a little bit of intraday scalping here. We're going to use the 9 EMA setup, and we're going to go ahead and incorporate the RSI in there as well. We're going to see exactly what we can get accomplished here, see if we can't make a few bucks. I want to start off by showing a trade that has already been executed here, and this one is live. This is a 30-minute chart. Now, we're going to do some 1-minute stuff, but I really want to break this down because it's a pretty good trade. I would call it high risk just because of the time of day. But right now, we're looking at a situation where we just opened the cash open, E-mini S&P 500 futures, December contract, and you can see right here, 30-minute chart. So we have that first 30 minutes of trading. You can see the big inflow of volume that really is a measure of the participation you typically see during this time of day. So if we're going to scalp, we need deep markets, we need liquidity, we need volatility, and we need a system. And this 9 EMA strategy can help you. It can help you get in and out of the markets and maybe just get on the right side of price action. So what we have here is just a basic 9 EMA. That's all we got. It's a 9 EMA, and then we've got an RSI down here for confirmation. Now, if you do take a look at this RSI, we've got the gray band there in the middle. That's the area between 70 and 30. Anything over 70 is considered overbought. Anything under 30 is considered oversold. When we get in oversold territory, we're going to look to buy the market. Now, you can see right down here, right around 5 a.m. my time, about a couple hours ago, 3 hours ago, we reached that oversold territory on the 30-minute time frame for this E-mini S&P 500. So what happened? Well, we're looking to buy the market. We want to get a bullish close up above our 9 EMA, and that's going to go ahead and get us long, and that's basically what's happened. So right there, we bought on the U.S. Open, the cash open, and now this position's officially long. A couple of things that I would say about it. Number one, we got to have our stop loss aligned in a pretty, I would say, not aggressive, but definitely you're going to want to make sure that you understand market structure, where these swing lows are, where these swing highs are. So right now, I would say that my stop loss needs to be beneath that swing low right there, which is also going to be your overnight low. Interesting trade. We're going to see how it goes. Right now, we just sent 4 lots long. As far as our profit targets go, you're right there. Essentially what you've risked there is about 18 points, which is 4 ticks a point. Sorry I'm late. The internet dropped. No worries. Matey, good to see you guys. No, welcome, Henny. What you got right here is going to be your stop loss location. Now, that's going to be about 18 points, 4 ticks a point. So you're going to be on the hook for about 72 ticks. So remember, you're going to have to dial down your leverage to be able to trade these things the way they need to be traded. For me, I'm definitely if this type of trade's too expensive, this is a big trade. If you're trading 4 lots of E-mini S&P 500, you're looking at about $50 a tick. So that's a significant trade. Now, if you wanted to trade something like this on a futures contract, remember, we've got all sorts of options. We can dial down our leverage using something like the micros. We can trade the micros, E-mini micros. So there's a lot of options here that are going to let us trade. I would really recommend basing your trade decisions on market structure. That would be my stop out point. Now, the real question is, where's going to be my take profit? I would say probably right up here. I would be looking probably at your overnight highs somewhere in there, that order block, that supply zone there. So I'm interested in maybe getting a bullish run here, but right now, relatively slow, choppy open. Monday morning, what do we want to do Monday? We want to take it slow, we want to take it easy, but we also want to use our time wisely. And this could be a great day just to learn a new strategy or to do a little bit of homework. For me, I'm not real big on trading Mondays. I don't like taking a lot of risk right off the bat. I want to see these markets set up and really get into the flow of what's happening here. Typically, I use Monday to do that. So feel free to trade however you'd like, but this one right here, we're going to be going over this 9 EMA, and we're going to do some 1-minute trading here as well. So I want to welcome everybody back to the room. It's been an interesting start to the week. If you need a brokerage outlet, or if you need to trade, or you need a market access, Switch Markets can help you. Remember, 100% deposit bonus right now, up to $5,000. So if you really want to boost your efficiency or your capital efficiency, or just get more purchasing power, you can certainly do that. So definitely check out Switch if you haven't already. All right, Scalping 101, guys. We're going to spend very little time on the basics, and we're going to get right into our strategy, because right now is a good time to be trading a 1-minute chart. There's a lot of action going on. Scalping 101. There's a couple reasons people scalp. All right, number one, we reduce systemic risk. That means our exposure to the market is minimal because we're in and out. We're dodging in and out of the market. We're doing this repeatedly. We're taking small profits, and we're looking just to rack up that, accumulate those ticks over time, and make our living that way. That's why most people want to scalp. They want to scalp because it limits their risk exposure. It's a cheaper way to play, But definitely, there's a couple things that you better be aware of if you're going to scalp, and I'm going to show you those in a second. But in a minimal capital outlay, you don't need a ton of money to scalp. You can get in and just take a bunch of trades looking for small profit targets, small risk on each trade. Statistically quantifiable results, very important. It's very important that you understand when you scalp and you take a lot of trades in a given day. Like we're talking about 1 minute trading, you could easily take 50 or 100 trades in a day if you were looking across the markets and sat there and just pulled the trigger all day long. Statistically quantifiable results are what a good scalper relies on. You're going to look at your track record and you say, okay, I'm winning 60% of the time. I'm winning 40% of the time. My P&L is solid. You're going to be able to quantify all of your performance metrics because you're going to have a lot of trades. So there's going to be a lot there to study and go over, and it's action-packed as well. A lot of people just hate sitting in front of the screen doing nothing. I'm one of those folks that I would rather wait for a great setup and then just unload and bet big, but that's just me. That's just me. A lot of folks love scalping because it's action-packed, and there's nothing wrong with that, guys. What you need to succeed as a scalp access. I noticed there were some problems with the internet. I saw some of Mark Corpus having a problem with the internet. I'm having problems with the internet today too. It's a little bit slow. So you've got to make sure that you get low latency market access. That pretty much means you need a good, strong internet connection, and you need to be able to get in and out of positions quickly. Minimal slippage. You need markets that are deep. Low commissions. The lower the commissions, the better. That's all. Those are sunk costs. And remember, as a scalper, any slippage and higher commissions, those are going to eat into your profits in a big way, your per trade profitability, because, well, quite frankly, we're not going to be taking a lot of money on each and every trade. Consistent volatility. You have to have action if you're going to be a scalper. You got to pick a market that's moving. For today, we looked at that E-mini. We're going to look at the dollar yen here in a second because there's some pretty good movement there. We're also going to look at Bitcoin on a 1 minute chart, and we're also going to go over that gold market. There's one level that you're going to need to be aware of here. All right, let's see. MEW, yeah, good to see you. We got a quick question here, and then we're going to get on with the program. Let me see. I'm trading the 8-13-21, but there's a delay. Should I change the offset in the setting or combine with other indicators? I'm not interested in changing the offsets, the moving average offsets. There's a lot of work that needs to go into picking a proper offset, and I'm not even going to address that because I've gone down that road. When you start tinkering with the offsets of these moving averages, you can really skew what the moving average is actually doing. I would leave it on the default. Now, as far as confirmation, that's why we're going to use the RSI. Remember, moving averages are all lagging indicators. That's why a lot of people hate them. For me, I think they're a pretty good way to get in and out of the market. So I would combine it. Today, we're going to use the RSI. But you can certainly use something like an RSI MEW for the 8-13-21. That could work. Also, you could just use time of day. Trade it during the U.S. session. You know, maybe when all that volatility is in the market might in fact boost your performance. Okay. We've got all sorts of stuff here on our YouTube channel. If you haven't already seen it, this is sort of in reference to this 9 EMA strategy. We had a lot of interest on this video, so I wanted to sort of point out how to trade this thing live. This is sort of a supplement. Think of it as a supplement. We've also got a trading journal template. That one came out 3 days ago. Be sure to check that out. Pretty good video if you need a template on your trading journal. So a lot going on there on our YouTube channel. Be sure to check it out. As far as what we need to do to succeed with the 9 EMA, now you can see right here, this trade is really starting to crush it. We're getting that break. We're getting that bullish break that we're looking for. I'm going to go ahead and put our profit target right up here. And this is a 30-minute trade, and we're going to get to the 1 minute in a second. I'm going to put my profit target right up here at about 12. Let's see, 1275. I'm going to go ahead, and that's going to be where we're at. That's where we're going to sell, and hopefully we hit our level. If we do, that's a winner. Pretty good trade so far, though. We'll just wait and see what happens. Okay, gold, I want to hit this one before we get into this 9 EMA stuff. Natural resistance is up there at 2750. Put a trade idea out last week. Be cognizant. If you're trading gold, be aware. Be aware of that level. Right now, we're already starting to see some chop. 30-minute chart, we went up to 2740. We wanted to sell right up in here in the 45 area. We'll get there. We'll get there. Hopefully, we get there today. I think that's going to be a real good shorting opportunity right up in an area of natural resistance. So I wanted to point that out before we get started. Okay, let's get going here. This is going to be your 9 EMA. You can see right there. There's our blue line. Remember, you just add this. It's very simple. You go to TradingView if you're on TradingView, but also if you're on MT4, MT5, it's under your default settings. It's because it's a public domain indicator, so it's as easy as just adding it to your chart. Right here, here you go. You can see what we have going. Now, how are we going to trade this? All right, 1 minute chart. Dollar yen, pretty good action down here. You can see our volume significant. You can also see that we're not quite in overbought or oversold territory here on our RSI. Now, that's very important. Remember, we're looking for the RSI to either go above the 70 mark. That's going to give us a signal to sell the market. And in that case, we're going to look for a breakout beneath our 9 EMA, and that's going to get us in. So right now, we're sort of hanging out around that upper bounds of that upper bounds right here in this dollar yen. What we want to see is we want to see the RSI bump above 70, and then we're going to look to sell the market on a negative bar close beneath our 9 EMA. Simple as that. Now, why would we use confirmation? To keep us out of this choppy area. We don't want to get chopped up. The biggest problem everybody has right now, everybody has with moving averages is they get chopped up. They try to trade a moving average or a moving average crossover during quiet periods. And it's hard to do. It's suicide almost, because what happens is you get into a real quiet area and the market just chops you to death. It doesn't have a direction. Right now, we had an opportunity here. We just didn't quite get in oversold territory, so we didn't get the buy. But I think we're going to get something to set up relatively soon on this dollar yen. So I'm watching that closely. Let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been sort of all over the map today. This is a good look at a 1-minute chart. Bitcoin, you can see we've had several signals right there. Right there, we were in oversold territory. We were in oversold territory again right there, and we would theoretically be long from right here. Now, if you want to, it can be a little bit tricky if you're not really familiar with confirmation. Right there. Okay, you can see right there what we have. You dipped beneath that 30 level. Okay, that's going to be your signal to buy. And you'll notice right there, sort of that sell-off gave us an opportunity to get long. And then right there would have been your buy-in somewhere right in here. And you'll notice if your stop loss is arranged where it should be, right beneath that market structure, you're still in it. So this trade's cracking higher here for Bitcoin. The real question is are we going to get a chance maybe to sell this thing? I think we certainly could. You'll notice that price is rotating back up towards the top of our RSI range, and that's going to be absolutely huge. So once we get into this bought territory, we're going to look to sell this market. But realistically, if you took that trade, you're already long. It's one of those things that it just happened before we came on the air. So let's see if we can scout out and find one. This trade's doing very well for us right now. This E-mini trade, it's up about $1,000. We'll see if we can, excuse me. See if we can hit our profit target. That would be nice. Oh, excuse me. A little bit wintertime setting in here in Montana, but this trade's cracking higher, so I'm optimistic that we're going to go ahead and get a shot here, maybe to hit our profit target. That's always good to start the week off. All right, let's go back to gold here. We're going to go down to a 1 minute 1 minute spot gold. And what do we have? Okay, we don't have our RSI up yet, but we take a look at this and say, okay, is there an opportunity potentially here to trade this 1 minute? I think so. We've got good action here on gold. So let's go back over to our other template here, and let's go ahead and pick our gold chart out. Okay, right here, 1 minute chart on gold. You'll notice our RSI, we're trading right around 50. That's going to be tough for us. That's going to be tough for us to get a trade on this. We need to see a breakout and maybe some action. But if you go back here on this 1 minute, maybe back about 5 a.m. when we saw those big moves, some of the big moves in the equities as well, about 3 hours ago, right there, you were in overbought territory, and you had an opportunity up here to take a short. The problem is you got stopped out right there, so that's tough. Remember, you always it can be a real challenge setting your stop losses. Right there, that would have been your signal to sell, and that would have been your sell right there. So odds are your stop loss would have been here, and you would have got stopped out. That's unfortunate because you do get a nice big move. You just got to be able to time these things. But right now, this gold market, 1 minute gold, man, we are rotating around, and that's going to be a real challenge to get a trade as well. All right, let's try to find something we can do here. I mean, we got the dollar yen setting up. I think we're going to get a trade there. I mean, we're darn near overbought territory. You can see we're trending higher, but we just got to wait and see if that does set up. As far as Bitcoin goes, this is a pretty good trade, but once again, we're right around 50 on that RSI. That's going to be a real challenge for us to get a trade there. Let's take a look at, we need to find something that's actually moving. That's one of the reasons why I like futures this time of day, because typically you get a chance. Okay, right here, here's your Nasdaq futures. That you were in overbought territory right there. So on this bar close, this 1 minute bar close, if we get beneath that 9 EMA, we're going to sell it. So let's go ahead and pull the trade bar up. And we've got our contracts locked and loaded here. So right here, 16.15, we're looking for that negative close. Now, why am I looking to get into the market to the short? Because right there, we were in overbought territory. Okay, we were in overbought, so I'm looking for a negative close now to see if we can't get short here with a little bit of meaning. Now, this is going to be a very tight trade. All right, right there, bang. Okay, sell it. All right, we just sold that market. Something like that's going to be, we're sent 8 short. That's okay for right now. Remember, these are demo dollars. We're not trading real money here. We will be trading real money, but as of right now, we're not. We took the short. We have the RSI telling us to sell. All right, right there, compression break. There's our short. We're getting smacked right now. Where's our stop loss going to be? It's going to be right above that swing high. So I put a few ticks above that swing high. Where's my profit target going to be? What do I want to get out of this? This is a tight scalp now. We're short right there from 20,508. Our stop loss is going to be up there at 20,539, something like that. So that's 31. It's a pretty big trade. And once again, ignore the size here. But this trade right here, if we do get stopped out, it's going to be a significant loss. And you can see right now the market's sort of rolling against us. We're not really trending. We're sort of just meandering sideways. Could be a challenging trade for us. Now, we got a couple of options here. 1 minute chart. Remember, this is high risk stuff. Right now, we're getting smacked. Our stop loss is right here. And if we do get stopped out, we don't want to wait around. As soon as we get stopped, we get out. We don't want any part of it. So if we get stopped out, that's fine. But you can see right there, we had overbought territory. We closed beneath that 9 EMA. That was our signal to get in the market. And if those are demo dollars, like I said, I think we double clicked in cent short 8 contracts instead of 4. I like trading 4, especially if you're on maybe a futures prop account. You could definitely get involved with that kind of size. You just have to have those great big accounts to trade it. Remember, money is just a function of how much capital or how many resources you have. I'm not telling anybody to trade risk $5,000 or $6,000 on a 1 minute chart. You got to have really deep pockets to do that. And you can see right here, this trade's getting out of control, and it looks to me like we're going to get stopped out. So that's basically the way you're going to be trading a 1 minute chart. It's a lot of trades. It's pulling the trigger a lot. Right here, our profit target's probably going to be down in here somewhere, this order block, I would say. But in all honesty, this trade is just, it's not performing very well at all. We went down. We took the short. Still alive. I would say still alive, but we're definitely swimming against the current here, at least on the 1 minute chart. So we got a couple things going for us on this trade, though, the reasons why we took it. Number one, look at the volumes. The volumes are significant. These are steady volumes. Open of the U.S. session, we're about 45 minutes into it. There's still a lot of action there and a lot of traders involved, and that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we get into markets that are deep, so we have little slippage, and we got to have volatility. And right now, this is pretty good action on a 1 minute chart. So the goal of this strategy, the number one goal, you're just trying to get on the right side of the market and get into a big-time runner. That's what you're looking for. We're in a pretty good position on our E-mini trade. Okay, right there, bang, we're out. Close it. All right, so if in fact you were trading that huge size, you just got hammered. You lost $5,000 on that. But right now, the important thing is that we get out of this trade. There was our stop loss. We got hit. It's time to go. Very, very tight trading, very, very high risk trading. I don't really recommend that kind of size to anybody. You would have to be, I mean, think about it, 1 to 3% of your account, and you're risking $5,000 or $6,000 a trade. You're going to need a big account. You're going to need probably $250,000, excuse me, to make that trade and be able to do it with a straight face and be able to sleep at night. I mean, those are like I said, demo dollars, guys, demo dollars. I don't know many people that trade that kind of size, and I don't know anybody that trades that kind of size on a 1 minute chart. High risk. Now, one of the great things about that is you could trade a micro Nasdaq contract. You could trade the E-mini micro, E-mini NQ. Nice. It's a nice market, but you could take it down to about $1 a point, something like that. So instead of maybe losing $5,000 on that trade, you maybe are risking $500 or maybe $50. That makes it a lot more affordable. And remember, the money end of it, you got to forget about the money end of it. When we're trading, we're trying to get on the right side of the market. And when we do, our rewards can be pretty good. But we got to get on the right side of the market first. So, okay, right here, it looks like we're about ready to go again. You can see that we're going to have a hard out right above that level there. We are officially in overbought territory again. So what we're looking for is a big negative close beneath that EMA, and then we're going to go ahead and send them short. So right now we're pending another trade opportunity. Depends on how big this bar is, but my profit target would probably still be down in this order block somewhere right around 20,500. You could definitely just bring it up here if you wanted to, just to right around a big round number. I would say that's probably pretty good trade location. Now, do we in fact get in this market? It's going to be hard. I mean, right now we are in overbought territory. We're looking to sell. We're looking to sell. What do we want to get accomplished here? We want to get short when the market tells us to get short. According to this strategy, overbought. Now we need a negative close, and we need a negative close beneath that 9 EMA. That's what gets us into the market. That keeps us out of trouble, especially when the market's sort of running against us here. So something to think about. Once again, your first loss is your best loss. Our stop loss was right there above that spike high. I think that was a pretty good move to get out of it. The market may reverse and come back down and help us out, or maybe just a complete reversal and sort of make this stop out point maybe frustrate us a little bit. Take the first loss. The first loss is the best one. If you don't, you're more than likely going to get caught up in a trend, fighting a trend, and that can wipe your account out very, very quickly. So remember, when we're scalping, we take a lot of trades. That's the idea. All right, let's go back to this dollar yen. Okay, right now we've got something cooking here. All right, we're in overbought territory. Overbought territory. Now I'm looking for a negative close beneath that 9 EMA, and then we're going to send them short. So right here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Doesn't look like we're going to get it on this price bar, but we might get it on the next one. So right now, it will pay us to be a little bit frosty. We got to be ready to execute these trades. And let's watch this one for a second, because I think we're going to have a shot. We're going to have a shot to take another trade here. Let me see right here. Henny Britton, which volume indicator are you using? I'm just using basic volume. Just the basic volume. So I always like to monitor volume. I think it's important that we understand if there, in fact, is traders in the market. Remember, we want to be in there when everybody's trading. And right now, it's during that London-New York overlap right after the U.S. Open. This is premium trading right now. The markets are about as deep as they're going to be all day long. And typically when we see deep markets, our volume is high. So what I like to do is always monitor volume. It's tough on an OTC markets or OTC currency pairs like a dollar yen or like something like that. It's hard to really know the true volume because the brokers don't have to report like they do in the futures markets. The futures exchanges, everything goes through a clearinghouse. And as soon as you go through that clearinghouse, everything's official. Every single trade's official. Now, the market makers, the brokers in the OTC markets, they don't have to go through an exchange. So a lot of what you see volume-wise is sort of good faith volume. That's what I call it. You're just sort of depending on the broker to tell you how much action's going through. And we don't necessarily know how accurate that volume data is, but I still keep it up. And the reason why is I want to know exactly what's going on in the market, who's in there, and what we need to do to succeed. Right now, we were in overbought territory. I would love to take a short here. I think we could definitely get it. We had a near miss here, but now we've officially on a sell. So I'm looking for a negative close beneath the 9 EMA, and then we can go ahead and take our short. And doesn't look like we're going to get it. That's for sure. But remember, guys, there's just an absolute ton of trades to take here. I mean, you could sit here and do a strategy like this all day long. The biggest thing you got to remember is your money management needs to be, it's what's going to make you a winner or a loser. That's all there is to it. It's what's going to make you a winner or a loser. Theoretically, you want to, this type of strategy, you could get into really big moves. And that's pretty much what you're looking for. Let's go back to our Nasdaq and see how it's going. Okay, right there, that's going to be our sell. Let's try to sell this thing again. Okay, there's our sell. What do we have? Why did we take the trade? Right there, bang, we're in overbought territory. Now we're taking the sell. Okay, now we're getting a little bit of follow through. So where do I want my profit target here? If you're a 1 minute trader and let's say you like the smart money concept stuff, you could put it right up in here. You can put it right, right around that swing low, maybe somewhere right in that order block area. But listen, we're fighting a trend. There's no two ways about it. The market's not really moving. I would say, it's not really trending to the bull, but there's definitely bullish pressure here. So is this the trend of all trends? No, not really. But it's formidable, and it's been moving up for the last 45 minutes. Right now, what we want to do is we want to get our nice bearish action. We want to get our nice bearish action and go down and hit our profit target. That would be great. Remember, okay, that right there's our break. We're getting some pretty good stuff here. We're seeing some selling. Is it, are we going to get the follow through though? Remember, that's always the hardest thing to measure when you're in the market. Follow through. We don't know how far price is going to go. That's one of the reasons why I scalp very, very tight. You guys watch the tick scalping video. That's what I've done for a decade. Get in, get out, take the money, because I'm not really, I wouldn't say convinced that the market's going to really go where we need it to go, but there's a big difference between making money and being right. Now, right now, we have our profit target down here, 20,513.50, somewhere down in that zone. We've got to be right about this, meaning we have to believe that, okay, the market is going to come down and fill us up, and we don't really know that for sure. We don't know if the sellers are going to pile on. It's just a 1 minute chart. I mean, it's just a 1 minute chart. It's a microcosm of what's happening in the market. But you can see right now we're getting ahead. It looks to me like we're going to go down and get filled up. I would love to see it just bang down there and knock that market structure out so we could take a little bit of money out and maybe maybe get out of here with a bit of a profit. That would be nice. All right, right there, we've got a nice move. Pretty good trade, really. I mean, this is exactly what we wanted to do. We're sort of locked in above that swing high. We've got a nice break. The real question is do we hit our target? That's the one part of trading, guys. It's the hardest thing to do in the world. It's the hardest thing to do in the world is to sit here and wait for that thing to hit your profit target when you're already in the green, $950 or $1,000. For me, probably need to wait and see this one through. But I do believe that we should hit it. We should hit it and get filled up. Now, right now, as a trader, what are you thinking? What are you thinking right now? You're either going to take the trade and let it play out. You're going to move your stop loss to break even. You're going to take the profits. Those are all decisions that really are up to you. Now, I recommend if you're going to play a strategy or a system, you've got to just let it go. You've got to let the system go. And right now, we're going to go down, and it looks like we're going to hit our profit target, which is fantastic news. We definitely will take that. So, all right, right there, bang. I would say that we just hit our profit target. Okay, there's the big move. I'm going to go ahead and flatten out. And we just took 1,600 off the market. So the first one was a loser. Remember, we doubled the size on accident there. Don't worry about that. But right there, that's how that strategy is supposed to work. Right there, bang, overbought, get our signal, sell it, go down, hit our profit target. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Couple things you need to be successful doing that. Number one, you got to have good computing power. You need a rock-solid computer. You also need a good internet connection. Number two, you need low latency market access. Your broker has to be able to get you in and out of there. And number three, you need deep markets. You need deep markets that are volatile. So if, in fact, you wanted to do something, say, on this, right here, on this Forex trade, this isn't a bad trade either. Okay, there's our break. 3, 2, 1. We're going to go ahead and sell the market right here. We were in overbought territory. Okay, we just sold. Now, my profit target is going to be sort of a function of market structure. I know I'm moving fast, but we're scalping a 1-minute chart here. That's going to be my stop loss. Always remember, put it about a pip or two above these swing highs and swing lows. I don't want to see anybody get stopped out by a pip and then the market reverse. Make it prove it. Make the market prove it. Now, this is a very tight trade. We sold 150.18s. We're looking to stop ourselves out at 150.22s. 150.23 is where I'm going to get out. So let's go right here. That's going to be our stop. What's our profit target need to be? You got market structure right there. I'd be shooting for somewhere down in there, something like that. I'd 150.13. So we sold 18s. We're risking 5. So this is a real tight scalp. This is a more realistic scalp of what you would be doing in the Forex as opposed to taking $5,000 trades like we were doing right there. This is an easy scalp. This is about risking $150. Okay, if you have a $10,000 account, you can easily trade this thing all day long. You're only risking about 1%, something like that. So if we got 150 on the board here that we're at risk, we're looking to get this nice bearish move. And if it pops against us, we're going to rip the Band-Aid off and get out. No fuss, no muss. Right there, it looks like we're going to get stopped out. As soon as it prints 150.23, I'm going to get out of the market because it will have broken against us. It will have broken market structure and proved itself to the top side. We're not out yet. I'd let this go for just another second, but you'll also see their spread, pretty tight spread. I mean, that's not bad at all for this time of day. You can definitely see there's traders in there trading this dollar yen, but definitely probably I would say we're on life support, but this is one of those things. That's why you don't put your stop loss 1 pip or right there on the swing high because we haven't really proved it yet. Now, if we bang up there and knock us out another pip or so, that's fine. I'll take the loss. That's what our system says to do. But right now, still in it. Not much longer, it doesn't look like. It looks like we're going to get, let's see, right there. There's the market reverses in our favor, and we still have a chance. We're playing really tight, though. I mean, this is really tight. 150.23 is our stop out. We sold 150.18s. And we're looking for 150.13s. So this trade is very, very tight. Now, in order to make a living doing this, you're going to have to execute a lot of these. And your execution has to be flawless. It has to be as close to perfect as it possibly can be. So something like this could definitely play in our favor. Also, I like our stop out point. I'm more than happy to rip the Band-Aid off right up there at 23 and move on to the next trade. Something to think about there if, in fact, you're interested in trading a system like this. All right, guys, let me see. Let me see, MEW. What kind of account should I use for scalping? The no spread one or the pro account? Well, that's a good question. Off the top of my head, I probably would go with the fastest market execution. If you're going to scalp, you need to do that. But the no spread's attractive as well. So, just sort of pick your poison on that one. I'd probably go with a faster execution and just trade things that have real tight spreads. Euro USD is really a great market that you could get involved with there. if you wanted to scalp during this time of day. That could help you. I'm more of a futures trader. I like futures because there really isn't any spreads involved. Very, very tight. You just got to get a good commission base. That's what you need to do. Let me see. Brent 98. Hey, Shane, can we look at the crude oil towards the end, please? Absolutely. All right, you guys get the idea then on executing this 9 EMA. It's not hard, especially with RSI confirmation. Go back up here to this Nasdaq. I mean, we got a pretty good move there. Looks like we've given back a lot of our cash here on this E-mini S&P 500, and this is one of the frustrating trades. 30-minute chart, bang, bang. We didn't quite get our goal, and now we're sort of right back down to scratch. So, I'm not really pleased at all with that. I would have loved to see the follow through, but that's the toughest part. It's the toughest part in trading is finishing off these trades and really following, getting that market to follow through for you. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the U.S. oil and see where we're at. You know, the market, the U.S. oil market really is dependent on politics right now. Politics are everything. And we've seen Trump get a major bump in the polls and was opened up as being a significant favorite, and all that happened to win the U.S. election. So all that happened last week. Okay, right there. That was the big negative. Now, we talked a lot about all the different ways we could trade this thing on Friday. We had a little bit of data error as well. Something like this. That area was what we were looking at, right around 68.91, somewhere down in there, and we got the nice big bullish break today. It's not huge, but you definitely can see that we're rotating back up into the weekly. So if you're interested potentially in trading this or making a trade on this today or tomorrow perhaps, daily, I would go right to my daily chart, and you can see a real clear-cut wave. Spike high, spike low, 71.25 is your sell. It's a pretty good trade. I would be looking at that one. I think that's a tough one to pass up. So I'm going to be looking at it later this week. Probably not today, though. I don't think we'll get it today, but we may get it tomorrow early. Another thing that I would point out here, 13-period EMA coming right down on our 38% at 71.25. That's going to be a real strong sell for you if you're trading the U.S. oil CFD. If you're trading futures, this is sort of what we're looking at for today. A little bit different. Remember, these numbers are going to be different because of rollover. I won't get into that now. That's sort of a more complex type of a subject. But right here, you sort of had that big sort of chaotic Friday. Nice big sort of a failed auction. We covered that in the Beat the Market Maker video. That's a failed auction right there. Your high is 70.53, 70.67, and then the market just got absolutely hammered. The retail traders could not drive this thing higher, and we sort of trended south from there. So if I was trading this one, WTI crude, I believe that's the December contract, 70.91 or 71. That's a great sell right there. So that's probably what I'm going to be looking at doing tomorrow. I think it's going to be a fantastic day to step up and sell it with the trend. A lot of bearish market drivers there for WTI crude right now. We're pricing wintertime seasonality. We're also pricing we're pricing a lot of things. We're pricing the election. Remember, Trump, if it looks like Trump's going to win, you're going to have more of a bearish, heavy price action towards crude oil. The idea is that there's going to be a lot more supply coming online. And then if, in fact, looks like Harris is going to win, then it's going to be the opposite of that. We're going to be talking about green energy. We're going to be talking about environmental controls, and that's going to send the price of crude oil really significantly higher because of U.S. production and anticipated production. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for right now. I think it was a good day to do some strategy stuff. This E-mini trade, just sort of wandering around. Stocks are just sort of wandering around, and then right there, it looks like we just got stopped out on that dollar yen, and then we go back to our Nasdaq trade, and you can see, I guess we probably could have stayed in that Nasdaq trade and made a few more bucks, but remember, that's what scalping's all about. If you're going to scalp using something like a 9 EMA and an RSI, what do you need? Low spreads, volatile markets, deep markets, good market access, and that's what you've got to depend on your execution. Your execution has to be as good as it can be, because you're going to be on a 1-minute chart. You're going to be taking so many trades that, you just saw it. We went on a half hour, and what do we do? Execute 3 or 4 trades. You're going to be taking these things all day long. So your execution has to be good. You can even automate if you have a programming background. You can automate. But I'm more of a discretionary trader. I've been down the automation road, and I didn't like it much. I found way too many problems. Just seems like it's a constant headache fighting with the tech. So, but that's up to you. All right, guys, that's a 9 EMA. Good to see everybody. Great to get off on the right foot this week. We're going to be back with a more conventional stream tomorrow. We're going to do some tick scalping. We're going to look at some futures contracts and tick scalp, but I'll give you a rundown. We'll get our news cycle set up for the week and what the market drivers are and what we need to be doing to be successful from now until Friday. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Good stuff. The week's off and running. If you have any questions, be sure to pop into the trading room. I have a lot of messages there to answer. So if you did send me a message, please be patient, and I'll get back to you today. Also, we're going to have a trade idea coming out with the Euro USD. That's going to be out later today as well, probably this afternoon sometime. All right, everybody. Thanks again for joining me. Trade the action well, and we'll see you on